the special coverage on Union Budget 2025. ये है आपका बजट presented by State Bank of India. चलिए हमारे साथ एक और खास मेहमान जुड़ चुके हैं मिस्टर सौरभ मुखर्जी. He's founder and CIO Marcellus Investment Managers. Very good afternoon Saurabh and thank you so much for taking out time on this important day. Budget कैसा लगा आपको?
I think ये पूरा डायरेक्शन चेंज है, मैसिव चेंज इन डायरेक्शन फ्रॉम एनडीए. पूरा जो कैपेक्स का एम्फेसिस था वो काफ़ी भारी तरीके से डी एम्फेसाइज किया गया है. पहली बार आई थिंक 5 वर्षों में कैपेक्स ग्रोथ, बजटेड कैपेक्स ग्रोथ केवल 10% के आसपास है. लास्ट 5 साल का CAGR 30% है, तो आप अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हो कितना बड़ा डी एम्फेसिस है कैपेक्स पे. एंड ये इसके बावजूद कि आरबीआई ने विंडफॉल डिविडेंड की घोषणा की है, राइट. सो इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. इन स्पाइट ऑफ इतना बड़ा रकम आरबीआई से आ रहा है, सरकार ने बोला है कि कैपेक्स का डी एम्फेसिस है. एंड सेम तरीके से एम्फेसिस पूरा शिफ्ट कर दिया गया है प्रो पुअर, प्रो एसएमई, प्रो मिडिल क्लास. सो रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर मतलब सब्सिडीज का जो खर्चा है फर्स्ट टाइम इन 5 इयर्स डबल डिजिट्स में है. मेरा अंदाजा है कुछ 10% से रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर बढ़ रहा है. मिडिल क्लास टैक्स कट की जितनी प्रशंसा की जाए कम. आई थिंक 1 लाख करोड़ बांटा है. मिडिल क्लास में करीबन 80,000 रुपये प्रति पर्सन. सो मेरे को बहुत दिलचस्प लगा कि 2024 का जो इलेक्शन था उसका मैसेज लाउड एंड क्लियर आई थिंक एनडीए ने सुना है. एंड यू नो दिस इज एज डिसाइसिव एज इट गेट्स. फिस्कल कंसोलिडेशन तो वो होना ही था, वो उम्मीद पूरी थी. दे हैव डिलीवर्ड ऑन दैट, बट दे हैव चेंज्ड द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडियन स्पेंडिंग बैक टू व्हाट इट वाज इन एनडीए 1. आई थिंक एनडीए 1 में बहुत अच्छा काम हुआ था. फोकस था लाइट इंडस्ट्रियल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पे, एसएमईज पे, मिडिल क्लास पे. आई थिंक वी आर गोइंग बैक टू दैट. वो जो एनडीए 2 का एक फोकस था कि कैपेक्स करो, सरकारी कैपेक्स करो, पीएसयू कैपेक्स करो, आई थिंक वो कहानी मेरे ख्याल से खत्म हो गई है. 2024 के इलेक्शन का मैसेज लाउड एंड क्लियर आई थिंक एनडीए सरकार ने सुना है, मोदी सरकार ने सुना है. एंड इट्स जस्ट it's pleasantly surprising to see that जनता की आवाज, इलेक्शन की जो आवाज है इतनी बुलंद है और इतनी क्लियरली सरकार को सुनाई देती है. मजा आ गया
जी. लेकिन अगर हम केपेक्स की बात करें तो 11.1 लाख करोड़ का केपेक्स एस्टिमेटेड था फॉर FY25 विच इज जो हुआ है वो 10.6 के आसपास का है. लेकिन जो FY26 के लिए केपेक्स है इट्स जस्ट 11.2 लाख करोड़, मार्जिनली हायर. और हम यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं 8% ग्रोथ सस्टेनेबल इन नेक्स्ट 10 to 20 years टू बिकम ए डेवलप्ड नेशन बाय 2047. ऐसे चलेगा हमारा और हम एक डेवलप्ड.
Anybody who thinks government capex will lay the foundations of next 20 years growth में उनको आई थिंक थोड़ा सा इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए. शायद थोड़ा मेडिकल काउंसलिंग भी सीख करना चाहिए. Right? Anybody who believes that in a free market economy government capex will lay the foundations the next 20 years of growth, I don't know what exactly they are thinking here. Right? We are a country with low tax collections relative to GDP. Our tax collections are very low.
Right.
In that sort of context, with a very poor population in a democracy, right? Very poor population in a democracy, for government to swing resources decisively to capex is politically difficult, as was discovered in the 2024 elections, and economically questionable. And because काफी सारा public capex का benefit modest है, especially for the poorer segments of society. And finally, on the longer term development narrative, मैंने इकोनॉमिक्स से किसी किताब में नहीं पढ़ा है कि भारी सरकारी कैपेक्स से लॉन्ग टर्म डेवलपमेंट का ग्रोथ रखा जाता है. अगर वैसा होता तो सोवियत यूनियन आज खुशहाल होता. राइट. सो कमिंग बैक टू ब्रास टैक्स, वी आर अ डेमोक्रेसी, पुअर पीपल हैव अ वॉइस. सरकार ने उनकी तरफ मोड़ा है. मिडिल क्लास हैज अ वॉइस, दे आल्सो हैव सम वोट्स in especially in the big cities. Sarkar has turned towards that. We are going to become a second world country, a Viksit Bharat, by helping the free market blossom. Okay. For the free market to blossom, government has to step back. As yesterday, as the SCA's chief economic advisor said, the government has to get out of the way. For the government to get out of the way, pulling back the deficit, pulling back taxes is imperative. That naturally means lower growth in government capex. If you look at the budgeted number for next year, right, 11.2, it's lower than the budgeted number for FY25.
Yes.
So effectively, India will have a 2-year period of zero growth in capex. That should take the wind out of the capex-centric stocks in the stock market.
Okay, but would that mean कि private sector को अब यहाँ पे जागरूक होना पड़ेगा? We need them to be in action.
if consumption growth comes through, as I think that there will be reasonable boost to consumption. 1 lakh crores, 1 lakh crores is roughly 0.75% of GDP.
Okay.
उस पे अगर आप एक मल्टीप्लायर मार दे, करीबन 1.5% of GDP boost एक मिलेगा on the back of this middle class tax cut. That should spur on the margin. That should spur some private sector capex, right? I'm not so sure it will lead to a massive wave of private sector capex, but I think 1 lakh crore consumption stimulus, which is what's been given here, a 1 lakh crore consumption stimulus, उस पे अगर एक fiscal multiplier हम मारे, there's enough there for me to believe 1.5% of GDP का एक उछाल है, एक jump है, that should be enough to, at the margin, trigger some private sector capex. Private sector capex has been notably suppressed, subdued for the last 12 months. Will come out of the funk, but government capex clearly has to step back. We've had 5 years of 30% growth in government capex. I think we throttle off on that, and we begin the journey towards driving consumption. Consumption is 65% of GDP. Consumption is the lion's share of GDP. If we don't stimulate that, then GDP growth will conk off towards 5%. So I think it's very interesting, right? What I think good politics sometimes is also good economics, right? At one level, this is a political budget, and it's fascinating to see that as early as 2025, the NDA is focusing on 2029. It's very interesting to see. As early as 2025, the NDA is focusing on 2029. But at the same time, I think as an economist, as an investor, I think this makes a great deal of sense. If you don't look after the poor and the middle class, there's not much left in this country to drive the economic engine. I think that's what the government is focusing on.
FDI in insurance sector has been raised from 75% to 100%, और अगर हम देखें तो यूलिप पे जो टैक्स बेनिफिट्स मिलते थे वो भी हटा दिए गए हैं. I mean, they will be taxed as long term and short term capital gain tax लागू होगा उन पे. So how do you see it? Because insurance sector में पहले तो एक स्पाइक आया था post the announcement, but उसके बाद fizzle out हो गया.
मेरे ख्याल से विदेशी इंश्योरर्स आएंगे, wholly owned subsidiaries बनाएंगे, and I also think some of the smaller insurers will be taken over by the foreigners.
Okay.
So to the extent I'm a shareholder in some of the smaller general insurers, I think there will be takeover activity where large global insurers will come to India. Premium growth, both life and non-life, premium growth is healthy. Profitability levels in both life and non-life in India are amongst the highest in the world. I think we will see solid M&A activity, and both smaller foreign insurers might come and set up their choti si dukaan, but the bigger global insurers will come and acquire outright. So I'm quite cheered by that. That जो मेरी उम्मीद है जो जनरल इंश्योरेंस में मेरी स्टेक है, होपफुली विदेशी आके उनको मेरे को अच्छा सा प्रीमियम देके खरीद लेंगे.
सौरभ, क्या सरकार को प्राइवेटाइजेशन पे ध्यान देना चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट कुड बी अ गुड सोर्स ऑफ रेवेन्यू?
देखिए, उस हाइपोथेटिकल बात हम कर सकते हैं, बट प्रैक्टिकलिटी है दैट द पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ द सिचुएशन सीम्स टू डिमांड दैट द गवर्नमेंट डी-एम्फसाइज प्राइवेटाइजेशन. सो इज इंटरेस्टिंग कि जिक्र भी नहीं हुआ डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट का और बात भी नहीं हुई. आई थिंक वो सपना खत्म है कि डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट होगा. That being said, also that PSU के डिविडेंड से सरकार का अच्छा पैसा बन रहा है. So why kill the goose which is laying golden ducks, right? So the golden eggs. Why kill the goose which is laying golden eggs, right? So PSU से पैसा भी मिल रहा है बराबर सरकार को, और प्राइवेटाइजेशन करो तो सूट बूट के सरकार का आरोप लग जाएगा. तो क्यों उतना पंगा झेलना? Just forget about that and focus on taking PSU dividends and using it to develop the country.
So from here markets का क्या हाल रहने वाला है, सौरभ?
देखिए, this is the steepest earnings slowdown in a generation. If you leave aside COVID and Lehman Brothers, if you leave those exceptional events aside, मैंने अपने करियर में कभी देखा नहीं कि 5 क्वार्टर में 30% निफ्टी अर्निंग्स ग्रोथ 5% बन जाता है. We've decelerated rapidly. At one level, this is what you'd expect in a free market economy. 3 साल अच्छी ग्रोथ थी कंट्री में, जाहिर है 3 साल अच्छी अर्निंग्स ग्रोथ भी आई, जीडीपी ग्रोथ अच्छी थी, अर्निंग्स ग्रोथ अच्छी थी. वी आर इन अ सिक्लिकल डाउनटर्न. सिक्लिकल डाउनटर्न 2 क्वार्टर में खत्म नहीं हो जाता. Cyclical quarter 4-5-6 quarter तो आराम से चलता है. Given that we're in a cyclical downturn with subdued earnings growth, the valuations in the Indian market are very high, and I think whilst the economy will benefit from the budget, consumption will benefit from the budget, we should expect the next 12 months to be a tough run for markets. Valuations will have to come off for sensible investors to step in and invest more money in India.
So fiscal deficit maintained, maintained at 4.4% for FY26. Does this give space to RBI to act and cut interest rates in forthcoming policy?
I think so. I think space. I think one of the reasons they've crunched the deficit and therefore compromised capex growth is to create grounds for the RBI, room for the RBI, fiscal space for the RBI to get the rate cutting cycle underway. So even though the rupee is under pressure, I think in the next couple of months the rate cutting cycle will begin. It's much needed. I'm sure everybody who's watching knows how badly microfinance, unsecured lending, credit card borrowing, two-wheeler finance has been hit. So it's much needed, and I think the budget creates room for the RBI to begin the rate cutting cycle.
How ready is India for Trump tantrums?
देखिए, ट्रम्प टैंट्रम का हमारे इकोनॉमी पे उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Our main exports are IT and pharma. Pharma में America wants to diversify from China. Why will he bang us with tariffs, sir? It doesn't make any sense to me. Right? हमारी दुनिया की दवाई आधी चाइना में बनती है, आधी यहाँ पे बनती है. If he's going to impose tariffs on China and on India, Americans will make almost 100% of the medicines more expensive. That doesn't make any sense. And similarly, IT services, we are the global hub for IT services. All the Fortune 500 companies have their IT services purchased from India. So I think our main exports are fine. Where I think Trump tantrums are more relevant are on the defense side, on foreign policy, but that's a different debate. That's for our politicians and the foreign minister to deliberate with their American counterparts, what the geostrategics of America and India aligning perhaps in a quad against China. So economy पे I think थोड़ा ज़्यादा हम इकोनॉमी पे चिंता करते हैं. शायद फॉरेन पॉलिसी वालों को थोड़ा ज़्यादा चिंता करना चाहिए.
जी, चलिए, कौन से ऐसे सेक्टर्स है सौरभ जहाँ पे हमको अब फोकस करना चाहिए पोस्ट बजट?
सो आई थिंक मार्सेलस के पोर्टफोलियोज आप हमारे वेबसाइट पे जाके देख सकते हो. हमारे मार्सेलस के पोर्टफोलियोज में मजा आ रहा है बजट डे पे. जोक्स अपार्ट, we haven't invested, right, in the last 5 years. We haven't at Marcellus invested in the PSU plays. We haven't invested in PSU capex, government capex, and we obviously were a casualty of that. But as the direction of government spending changes, we'll naturally benefit. So if I look at my portfolio, plays in the auto sector such as Eicher Motors, plays in the banking sector such as HDFC Bank, plays in consumer such as Tata Consumer, Trent, they're benefiting nicely. These are well-run companies. Some of them are expensive. Arguably, Trent is expensive, but I think Eicher Motors and HDFC Bank are pretty reasonably valued. Similarly, if I look at the luggage space, right? So, post-COVID tourism has been one of the more remarkable features of India. If the FM's announcements today give a further boost to tourism, our investments such as Safari will do well, and the totality of it, leaving aside our stocks where I am invested, my parents are invested through Marcellus's portfolios. Leaving aside our stocks, I think overall that 40% of the market, that 40% of the Indian market, which is a play on consumption and exports, should do much better over the next 3-4 years than it has done over the last 3-4 years.
So final question, how do you rate the budget on a scale of 10?
I'd put down 3 criteria this morning, right, before the budget began. So I'd put down middle class tax cut, question mark, deregulation intent, right, minimum government, maximum governance, question mark. Then I said RevX up in double digits, CapEx growth in single digits. Now CapEx growth in single digits नहीं हुआ. I think FM ने अपने CapEx वालों की थोड़ी इज्जत रख ली. Just 10% का दिया. But overall, given my wish list going into the budget, I think 8 out of 10 देना बनता है. Had CapEx grown at 9%, I would have given 10 out of 10. But 10% I think CapEx वालों को रात को नींद आए. 10% का नंबर दे दिया FM ने.
जी, सौरभ जी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आज प्रोग्राम में शामिल होने के लिए. Thank you so much for your insight on budget and markets. Thank you.